You ever notice how you show up for everybody else? You'll reply to every text message, you solve and dig into everyone else's problems. You seem to carry everyone else's load, but when you need something, when you need some support, those same texts, those same phone calls, they go unanswered. Feels like they just left you on red. They ghost you. Now, look, I know you want to be mad at them, but I have a question. Where's that same energy for you for all those times when your life rang and you hit the ignore button? See, you placated and you told yourself, well, I'll get back to me later. But later kept getting pushed back. And now you look up and realize, I haven't checked on me in a very long time. And that's what I mean when I say you need to stop ghosting yourself. See, it's not that you're unmotivated. You've just been showing up everywhere else except where it matters the most. Welcome back to the Emmanuel Dr. EG3 podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel George, but most folks around here just call me Dr. EG3. This is a space where we talk about life, we talk about growth, and becoming not the version that the world expects of you, but the one that you're meant to live and be. Around here, we keep it honest, maybe a little fun sometimes, but always focused on helping you to rise higher, live bolder, and step fully into what you were meant to be. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Now, today we're not going to be talking about guilt. We're going to be talking about awareness. Because sometimes we're not behind in life. We're just absent from our own lives. We're there for everyone else to be part of their story, but we've gone missing from our own. You've been dependable, consistent, reliable, and somewhere in all of that, you forgot how to be present in your own growth. So today we're going to talk about what it looks like to stop ghosting yourself and how to come home again so that we can create this story. The other day, I was actually talking to someone about kind of their experience. And to me, just listening to them talk, they were that go-to person, the one that everyone else went to. They're the friend that always shows up. They're the one that the people calls when things start to fall apart. This person was solid heart. They had a servant mindset and just reliable. They said, Emmanuel, I don't get it. It feels like I've been showing up, helping everyone else out, and I'm handling my business, but I still feel stuck. And I can hear in their voice that quiet frustration that comes from doing all the right things, but still feeling behind. So I just ask, when was the last time that you took some time to check in on you? They paused, kind of scratched their head a little bit and said, well, what do you mean by that? And I just kind of explained, when was the last time you asked yourself, what is it that you need? What is it that you want? What are you being called to build right now? And they said, I don't know. And the pause after that just said everything. And not because they didn't care, but because they've kind of been operating on autopilot, making sure that everyone else was good, but never stopping long enough to ask, am I good? And the truth is, I've been there too. See, when life gets hectic and crazy, it's easy just to disappear into the responsibility, the flow, the rhythm of everything. You think that you are doing the noble thing, the righteous thing, being strong, being dependable. But what you're really doing sometimes is, especially without being intentional, you're just slowly fading away and your story is fading as well. It's not that you stopped working. It's just that you stopped working on you. And if I could be honest, I mean, that conversation has resonated and has stayed with me because ghosting yourself doesn't happen all at once. It happens one compromise, one retreat at a time. Every time you say, I'm fine, when you know in your heart that you're not, every time you postpone your dream for someday, I hear that quite often with the people I get to work with. Every time you lower your standard to make someone else feel more comfortable. That's how we start to disappear. But there is good news. There is good news. Just like you ghosted yourself one small moment at a time, you can come back. You can return one small moment at a time as well. So let's talk about how to do that. So I got 3 main points for you. And the first one is this. I want you to remember what matters. You have to realign your values. See, when you ghost yourself, your life becomes reactive instead of intentional. You end up serving everyone else's priorities because you've lost track of your own. If everything feels urgent, it's because you haven't defined what's important. So sit down this week. Write 3 things that truly matter to you right now. Not last year, not 5 years ago, not 5 years into the future, but right now. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's your health. How about this? Maybe it's just showing up present for your family. But see, once you name it, you can guard it and you can protect it. Because see, what gets protected grows. And what gets ignored is what withers and fades. Number 2, reclaim your voice. I want you to gain clarity over all of the noise that's going on around you. See, when you ghost yourself, your voice also gets silenced. See, you defer to other people. You play small. You say things are fine when you know it's not. You wait for someone else to validate the things that you already know are true. But here's what I've learned. Your voice doesn't have to be loud. It just needs to be clear. Start saying what you mean. Clean, simple, without over-explaining. How about this? Try doing this week. I'm not available for that this week. How about also saying, I'm focusing on something different right now? Or how about this? I need some time to think about that before I decide. See, you don't owe everyone access to your bandwidth. So reclaiming your voice is how you watch your peace return. And number 3, take one small action that honors your truth. So you don't have to think your way back to yourself. You have to actually act your way back to yourself. See, you start doing one thing that aligns with who you want to be. Maybe it's 15 minutes of focus on a project that you've been avoiding. Maybe you take a walk without your phone. How about this? How about you actually schedule your rest, not just your work? So when you think about your work day, you got all your priorities and big rocks. How about you actually schedule some time throughout your day to have some meditative practices or just some time with yourself? And see, when you start to do these practices consistently, time and time again and over again, that is how you start to rebuild trust with yourself. Small, consistent actions is how you work your way back. And look, you've apologized enough for needing space, but now it's time to actually carve that space out. So, here's the challenge of the week. I want you to pick one area where you've been ghosting yourself. And what I want you to do is not only identify it, I want you to show up there this week. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your peace. Maybe it's carving out space for creativity. Or maybe your faith and belief needs to be restored. Wherever you've been absent, I'm calling you to return. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Just take one step to come back to the you that you know you need to be. And then start showing up. And when you show up, guess what? You start to feel normal again. So if this episode hits home, share it with someone who's been running on empty maybe. Maybe remind them and maybe yourself that you can't pour from a cup that you've abandoned. Somewhere on this page, subscribe, leave a review, give me some comments, right? If you need more resources, hop over to the website, emmanuelgeorge.com, for more tools and messages. And just know we're building something real here. People who want to have clarity, energy, and courage. And I just want to remind you as we close that you've been showing up for everyone else. Now it's your turn. Stop ghosting yourself. Start coming home. And as always, I want you to know I love you much.